Hey guys, what's up? Khody here. Today we are finally back on SG, and yeah, I am a duck. But yeah, this may or may not be the last SG that I will ever play, or that I will ever record, because at this point SG is kind of just ruined for me overall, and it's not really that fun, and there's a lot of problems with it in my opinion, and I think I have a decent enough opinion, not only because I've been playing literally thousands and thousands of hours of SG, whether it be Nexus, Hypixel, Mindplex, MCSG, no matter what SG, I literally have thousands and thousands of hours in SG, and I think I was like, you know, decent, probably like above average when I actually did try and when I did play SG every single day. I'd probably say I was like really good, probably like better than average. And half of you guys might even know me from MCSG, because I did have like 500, 600 subs before MCSG shut down. So you guys might know me from there. And yeah, if you are still here from MCSG, then thank you guys a lot. I appreciate it. For the people who are new, probably don't know me from MCSG. But long story short, I played almost 1,000 hours of just non-stop games of MCSG. Made it to a number 3 on the leaderboards for wins, and well, number 3 solo, just regular wins, you know, not like solo SG or UXC meetup or whatever. Just normal SG, join a game, and yeah, so I made it number 3, and then MCSG closed down. I made it number 1. North America. I was the first player with the most amount of wins in North America. The other two above me were from EU. And yeah, so this guy's coming over to me, which is not the best, but I took his route, so that's pretty good. But I'm gonna go to my route down here. And yeah, so I'm just gonna talk about the problems of the end of the video, because I'm just gonna go fight people just to make this an actual like good SG video, and I'll talk shortly about all the problems that I can actually think of right now. You know, the reasons why I don't like SG and why I think it's really bad, and why I just don't really find it fun or enjoyable anymore. But yeah, so this guy looks like he's gonna fight us, so might have to give him the old 1-2, and that is a X for him. Now we are playing on EU, which is another point I'm going to bring up, whatever, at the end. I'm just going to like talk for a little bit, so if you guys don't want to watch that, I completely understand. But overall, this might or might not be the final SG that I ever play or record, because I don't really think SG is ever going to come back, and there's a lot of bugs, such as this fire spreading, which shouldn't be on, in my opinion. It just kind of ruins everything. But yeah, this map is definitely ruined, and fire spread shouldn't be on, obviously, for obvious reasons, but it is on for some reason. So yeah, let me go loot this and talk about some stuffs, and we still have a team left, so it's going to be pretty interesting to deal with. But I am going to try to get this. Okay, I don't really need any of that. I can make a diamond sword though, so we're going to go ahead, make a diamond sword. Don't have a rod, which is kind of bad. So we're going to do this, and then do this, and hopefully I can find a rod. I'll even use tier 1. Perfect. Last tier 2, and we'll be on our way to kill a team. And the games just don't really go as long, which means I don't really get as much fighting content and video clips and things. So like, yeah, it just, I don't know. SG, not my thing anymore. Used to be like my main game mode. And that's honestly upsetting, the state that SG is in right now. MCSG came back and it died, obviously. So definitely SG is never ever coming back, and no server is ever going to be able to be as fun as this has like nothing. It's never going to be as fun as MCSG, and this is a team from earlier. And what are these double hits? Okay. And I'm on EU, so my build is going to be really delayed. And people still try hard SG, and I'm also playing on 1.8, which probably doesn't help me. But yeah. But did I already mention that another reason is because it's EU and not NA, and that's like pretty boring because I have like pretty high ping, and kind of makes everything boring when I can't really hit my bow shots and I can't really. Okay. Dead. And he's like one hit, I think, but we'll see. This guy helped me, LX ZOWIE helped me kill the team, so I don't think, well, we won't team on this guy in deathmatch, but who knows. That's the only thing that's stone axe, so there's a really small chance that we die. I only have 4 arrows, but I can craft more. And I'll start talking about the actual SG problem that I have with the game as of right now. And also is why it's not fun, and a lot of things, so we'll talk about that in a minute, but I will get this, and we can just kind of start, probably gonna be like a 1-2 minute rant, maybe longer, we'll see, but for right now, I need arrows, and the tearing is so trash. I hate the backplay, but it is really trash, and I do not like it at all. Mostly because it's not what I really played with, and you can't eat in deathmatch. Kind of sucks, so yeah. But overall, this might just be the last SG that I record, because SG right now, I doubt it's ever going to make a comeback, and I doubt it's ever going to be what it was, and it definitely will not. And I don't think the community will ever come back, and I just walked into that. Okay. Well, okay. You need to relax, my guy. But yeah, this guy has 20 ping. But I'm actually gonna die here. There you go. 2.5 hearts. I'd have betrayed that guy, you know. I'm that kind of guy, but yeah. So things that I think of right now, and like I said, if you did enjoy the video, leave a like, subscribe, and I rant for a minute or two about SG, because it was a main game mode, and actually does upset me that, you know, the way that SG has went over the past few years, ever since 2016, it's been on a high decline, and we're going to talk about the reasons right now. So like I said, if you did enjoy the video, if you don't want to watch me rant or hear me rant, I guess, then you can go ahead and leave the video. I completely understand. But if you did enjoy the gameplay or SG itself, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, thank you guys very much. Anyways, so the number one main reason why I quit playing SG, I guess it's kind of 2 reasons, but they're kind of the same thing. So, teamers are a huge thing in SG for me. Now, it's not that I don't mind killing teamers, it's not that I can't, because I've killed so many teamers, you know, on SG servers, you know, so killing teams is not a problem for me. The problem is when people play defensive, or they just stick together no matter what. And this is a problem because, especially if they are players who know what they're doing and they're both full iron, it's going to be really hard to take them head on 1v2, especially in SG when there's no, like, you know, especially if you have no gaps. And like I said, if there are people who actually know what they're doing, which in this case the community is so small, and people that are in this SG server or SG community still, they actually know what they're doing. So it's mainly just teams playing really passive, really defensive against one guy, and not really splitting up, and not even really wanting to fight at all unless they're like right by each other, which sucks. You know, like I wouldn't mind taking teams head on, but you know, if they're both experienced players and they both know what they're doing, and they also play passive and they never ever leave each other's side, it is really hard. And not only is it 2 teams, it's 3 teams, 4 teams, 5 teams, 6 teams. It's any quantity of people in a team, and it just makes SG not fun, because the SG games are so small nowadays that you're finding the same people over and over again. Which is another thing, is you know, if SG easily had like 500 or even 1,000 players, if SG was guaranteed 1,000 players every single day, people actually playing SG, going into their servers and actually playing, it would actually be fun, because you wouldn't be getting the same teams every game. You wouldn't be fighting the same people every game. You would actually be fighting different people. It'd be diverse. It'd be different every single game. But the SG community is just so small now that everyone teams, everyone knows each other, and people just play, they just try so hard when they're teaming, and they just play so passive and so defensive now. And, you know, not a lot of people play aggressive anymore, and that kind of sucks, because MCSG, there's like nothing but aggressive players, and then over the past few years, I don't know why, but it's just been people who have shifted into this defensive, passive playstyle like I have myself. But, you know, B-Boy was probably the most known MCSG player who played passive, who played defensive, and, you know, I kind of just watched him over and over and over again, and I adapted his playstyle from his videos, and so, you know, I became one of those other few people who had actually played passive. And then, like I said, over time, I'm not sure what happened, like over the course of like 4 years, ever since MCSG shut down, but a lot of experienced players started teaming. I'm not sure if it's people getting better at the game or what, but it's just really, really annoying. Also, bugs. People, I'm not sure if it's how it's supposed to be on this server, because I never played this server at all, especially because it's EU. And like I said, just you know, a short mention that EU and NA, there's a big difference, and that's why I didn't really play much of EU MCSG even when NA shut down, because I didn't really like the ping, and it just, you know, was a really big disadvantage. Now, obviously, if it was just, you know, let's say like Hypixel, for example, you know, if that only had one region instead of like, you know, instead of having other servers that have like North America servers or Europe or AU or anything like that, right? I wouldn't mind. If North America, South America, Australian people played this server, and it only had, I mean, it is only EU, but the main point is that if it only had one proxy and a lot of people were actually playing instead of only people from EU, it would be more fun, because I'd actually be fighting more people who would have my ping or even worse ping. So in that sense, it would be fair and it would be a lot more fun. But yeah, bugs, like I said, in that Demon Breeds game, as you can see right there, it just makes no sense for a fire spread to be on. It makes zero sense at all, because it burns the whole house down, you catch on fire, you take damage. It makes absolutely no sense. Now, if you walk into the fire, if you fall into the lava, completely understandable. But for bugs to be like that, like I said, I'm not even sure if it's a bug, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like that, but I certainly don't think it should be like that. Also, not being able to eat on a deathmatch pedestal is really, really concerning, especially if it's a team of deathmatch and they are both looking at you and about to bow you really bad that you can't pre-gap and can't, you know, basically prevent, you know, just kind of have this 2 extra heart to prevent that bow shot. It's really crucial. And there's just a lot of things about SG, like teamers, not having an NA server, the community not even being that big. Like, this server only has, like, what, 55 players on? So, I mean, like, basically everyone knows each other, and it's kind of just the same people every single game. And it's not even 55 people even playing SG. It's literally, what, 10, 5 plus 5 is 10 people playing, compared to what I was used to, like 1,000 players each day. Like, when MCSG was a thing, there would at least be like 5 or 6 games going at the exact same time. And obviously that's not 1,000 players, but it's a lot more diverse now. It's a lot of different people, and the games would actually fill up really fast, and you wouldn't have to wait like 10 years for a game to start. So there's a lot of problems with SG, and why this might be my final video. And like I said, teamers not being an NA server, bugs, not being able to even deathmatch, the tiering, another thing on the server. I do not like the tiering. I think MCSG's tiering was probably the best SG tiering that you even could have gotten. I'm pretty sure I still have that. If not, I mean, I can probably figure it out, because I literally played that server for, I think it was like 744 hours exactly, and that's not AFKing and hub or anything. That's actual in-game time spent. So I literally spent 744 hours strictly only playing survival games on that server. So, I don't know. It's just, SG is just not what it used to be, and I don't think it ever will be. And I don't think it'll ever really be a game that I come back to or even like mainly play again. And I think UHC is the way to go now. And I've always been playing UHC since like 2017 anyways. I mean, after MCSG shut down, I went straight to UHC. I did play SG servers here and there, but UHC was like my main game mode that I played. And obviously on those other SG servers, there were times that I hit #1 on wins, and it didn't really feel too satisfying to see #1 because I kind of always knew that I was #3 on MCSG, and that would never change. So I never really got any satisfaction, like truly, I never really got any satisfaction or happiness of even getting #1 because I just kind of knew that MCSG, like when MCSG shut down, that it would never be the same. And I truly believe that SG will never be the same because it won't. Like I said, MCSG tried to come back, it failed. I mean, that was like the last chance, and with all these other people creating SG servers, it's just not going to work out. The community isn't big enough, and there's like really no YouTubers around that are big enough to actually make people want to play it and bring it back, and there's just too many problems with it. So, I don't know, there's a lot of reasons. Like I said several times now, teamers, not enough people, the tiering is really, really bad, bugs, glitches. I mean, we can't even really get back the maps that MCSG did have. You probably can recreate them, but it's just not going to be the same, And obviously, people who did make those maps are more than likely, like 99% of them, are far moved on from Minecraft and far moved on from map making, and they're on with their own life. And sorry, this is a long video, but like I said, this is probably going to be like the last SG video that I ever record or play or make. So, but it's definitely been a good run. I'm gonna miss SG obviously because I put thousands, probably over 5,000, probably even 10,000 hours into SG, and like I said, it upsets me to see what it has come to today. Like I said, like all the map creators leaving, not being able to get certain maps that MCSG had, that we're all accustomed to and that we're all used to playing. All the YouTubers moving on with their lives, they're going to different games. Even the people who played MCSG or just SG in general, they moved on and they play different games now, or they're in college or they have their own jobs, and everyone's just kind of moving on, which is why the SG community is getting smaller. But I don't know. I've been running around this forever, and only one person is probably watching right now, which is completely fine. I understand. But SG isn't it for me anymore. But I'm gonna continue with UHC, survival, and any other stuff that I can think of, even like ranked Skywars and mouse and keyboard sounds or keyboard and mouse sounds. So I'm gonna continue with those videos. So like I said, this may not be the last SG video that I ever record. We will see. I honestly can't say right now. I mean, inside I still do truly enjoy SG. It's just not exactly the way that I did play it before, which obviously makes me really sad, to be honest. If I'm being completely truthful and honest, it does make me sad that SG is not what it was when I did play it. So, but yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you did watch to this point, I really do appreciate it. And yeah, so like I said, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see what the future holds. So yeah, catch you guys in the next video.